You recording?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to share a diary entry for my future self. I find it really fascinating that there's a shrimp. I find it really fascinating how I used to believe this as well, but I suppose you don't know any better until you've unlocked the ultra sensitivity of the body, the light body, and when you do, the soul reaches out and it's able to feel everything, and that's a double-edged sword, because it means I feel what everyone's going through in the collective, which is extremely painful and causes a lot of grief and anger and misery. But like when I'm down here at the beach and surrounded by rock pools and I'm in this peaceful presence, the water's calm and there's not a cloud in the sky, I realise when I tap into this peaceful presence energy that the spirits in these animals are actually our ancestors. And I understand on a really refined spiritual level why. It's because working here in this density is so difficult that sometimes we need a break, but we need to stay connected to the earth in order to continue the journey. So sometimes we come into the bodies of animals to have a more peaceful and experienced life. And each animal has its own gift, and the more animals we incarnate as, I know it's really wild, the more animals we incarnate as in that next lifetime, when we incarnate as a human, we embody and we have the opportunity to embody that DNA and become even greater. Like, for example, we saw the jellyfish earlier, and I know that's one of my spirit animals, and it's about inspiration, entropy, and light. And it inspired me because it made me realise that one of the difficulties I've had as a man, going from the dark side of the toxic patriarchy of working in finance to giving it all up and taking the spiritual spiritual journey in divine union with feminine, went against everything that I was ever taught. And I realised it was a bit of a shock on my system because it created entropy. And I realised that many people have their own meaning of what entropy means. But for me, entropy means energy without purpose. And when I was looking at the jellyfish, I realised, it doesn't really know where it's going. And I was watching it, and it, even though it doesn't have eyes, it knows where it's going. But it feels like it doesn't have purpose, but that's part of its purpose. It's just being.
Yeah, I felt that too when I was sitting on the top of the rocks and I was watching you. I felt this really wide connection to the water, but as part of it, just becoming part of that.
Okay, so you've expanded my awareness, because I go really fine into it. I go really into the molecular, and you go into the whole, like, that you are the true feminine. You go into the wide expanse, and I'm like, but what about the jellyfish? And you're like, but the ocean.
Yeah.
Like a Pisces.
Yeah, check this out. But what about the ocean? Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I really felt that.
And then this is how my mind works, right? When I'm so connected in, that then I think, well, what kind of person decides to be a jellyfish, right? What kind of person decides to be a piece of algae or a snail, right? And I realized that there's different evolved forms of creation. And this is where it gets really wild, and this is going to make you smile and blow your mind, right? But you know how you're an artist and you draw? Some of those creations that we draw, we manifest them and create them into life.
Yeah.
Right? But at a basic entrance level of consciousness depending on the level of inspiration and love that's put into them, but it's created through love, so we are creators, right?
Yeah.
So if you bring that, if you birth that into reality, and I don't know how it works, if you burn the paper and it has to move on, or if it just moves on naturally, but you've brought that into existence. And what if then it goes, okay, I've become a piece of art, now I want to become a shrimp. I want to take the journey and evolution of my creator. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty wild, isn't it?
Mind blown.
So that's what's been going through my mind today.
What do you think about that, Limpets? There's a crab under there, apparently. What do you think about that, Mr. Crab? So, any other thoughts?
No, that's enough. For now.
Thank you for leaving us with that wide, expansive question. I shall ponder on that as I become one when I get into the water.